Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor, and we are back in Cardolan ready to continue with the next stage of our journey, of our adventure. Now that we have finished with the Stonecrop encampment, we are actually gonna make our way to the town of Herne. That's where we can resume the epic. We're gonna meet with our companions in there. And we'll see what else there is to be found here in the lands of Cardolan. Lovely day today to be traversing Middle-earth as usual. And yeah, let's take a look. It's been a couple days since the last time I recorded, so I'm a little bit hazy on the details, but I'm sure the game will take care of that and refresh what needs to be refreshed so that we can be all on the same page. And in case you don't remember, not using the horse yet because Beriathan left his horse at Tharba. The horse couldn't cross, but I'm hoping as soon as we get to Herne, which as you might remember is a trading town, we might be able to find a horse that suits our needs. Now the question, why Boromir, being of a higher rank and a better position than Beriathan, wouldn't get a horse? That's a question that has just occurred to me. I don't have a good answer for that yet. And it does look kind of bad for Boromir that we get a new horse in here and he doesn't. Hopefully I will come up with a good enough explanation for that. But even if I don't, I will not delay going back on a horse any longer. It of course is very useful. So I'm really sorry, Boromir, but if you don't take your chance to grab a new horse in here, then there's nothing else I can do. But hopefully, yes, hopefully I'll get a better explanation as to why are you doing this. Hopefully the light bulb will light on in regards to that. But here we are, we have finally arrived. So what do we have here? The air is silent, the wind still. Where are the guards? The man stares at you with suspicious eyes and hurries for his home. Like her neighbor, the woman glares at you and hurries home. So first thing first, we're gonna grab the milestone. We're gonna grab the stable master.
Hello there.
Hello. And with all this out of the way, I believe we can continue. Let's go first inside the inn. The inside of the inn is dark and quiet.
You and your friends might want to keep walking, stranger.
Herne is not the place it once was, and you will not find welcome here. You ask the innkeeper what happened to the town, and he frowns, shaking his head. 4 nights ago, something evil passed through the center of Herne. No one knows exactly what it might have been, but every night since a terrible fear has seized the town. Old man Aberthol says he saw something that first night, but I don't know. He was an adventurer in his younger days, but he has such a reputation for tale spinning that it has always been hard to tell the truths from the falsehoods in his stories. But something happened that night, and the town has not been the same ever since. You had best be moving on, you and your friends, before the dark comes again.
I have seen something like this before.
Well, I say sin, but I did not say it. Say instead that I felt it, something dark and evil. It filled man and horse with dread. We stood in defense of the river at Osgiliath when this presence came upon us, and even the boldest among us were seized by a terrible fear. We cast down the breach behind us, and only a few of us escaped. I have never felt a fear like that before, Beriathan. Some of my men claim they saw the figure from which the terror spread, but I do not know if I believe it. Might that evil have come north from Gondor somehow? I did feel as if I were being watched at times as I rode through the empty lands, or were they not as empty as they appeared? I should speak with the old man the innkeeper mentioned. If his story matches those of my soldiers, that will tell me something of the evil that came out to Herne. Mara clears her throat.
I hope you won't use old Aberthol too harshly.
He's something of a peculiar fellow, but despite his strangeness, most of Herne's folk are quite fond of him, and he has always brought his custom to Crossway House, which I appreciate. Let me give you a mug of his favorite spiced beer. It may loosen his tongue. To be truthful, this is not usually a problem for Aberthol, but he might not want to speak about whatever happened to him that night. The beer may make him more willing to talk with you. Mara gives you a mug of beer that smells strongly of cinnamon.
You go with Boromir and Egfrith to speak with this man. I will seek to learn more.
I'll ask her and Herne to see what else I can learn about what happened here. Yeah, alright, sounds like a plan. Marek tells you how to find Aberthol's home in the northern part of Herne. So, something really important to keep in mind, well, kinda important. Beriathan, of course, also comes from Minas Tirith, and he would have heard something about what happened at Osgiliath and the destruction of the breach and everything. And quite possibly he also heard some of the rumors about what this evil presence at Osgiliath was. Not sure exactly how accurate those rumors were, how close to the truth they were, but let's say it's plausible in my head that Beriathan and Boromir have similar suspicions, but before we talk to Aberthol, there's really no point in discussing them with the rest of the team. So that's why we are keeping these to ourselves.
Lately, some darkness has passed through the land, stirring up all manner of foul things.
Life in Herne was never easy, but lately some darkness has passed through the land, stirring up all manner of foul things. There is a wolf pack north of Herne which does not usually trouble the town or those on the road. However, they have of late become vicious, attacking passers-by and raiding the town come nightfall. If you could thin out the pack, that will help immensely. Sure, anything else? This dwarf in here.
Come and stay a moment, friend.
Are you a traveler as I am? Interesting. I am journeying south to the White Mountains to see the dwarf holes there, but I heard from someone on the road that the rocks of this place have a red sheen to them, and it put me in mind of the Iron Hills. I thought I would see them for myself, and if there is valuable ore to be found here, perhaps I will delay my southward journey and stay a while. If you meet me west of town, I would appreciate both the company and the help. Sure, we can also do that. Let me just make sure we are not missing anyone else in this tavern. We'll be coming back to this tavern a couple times, and every time we do, there will be a new quest giver somewhere. You can use the map to check that out and don't miss a lot. So that's not a big deal.
Welcome, friend.
I am exhausted, friend. I work for Marek in Crossway House, and it is my job to carry crates and supplies into the tavern whenever they are delivered. But the wagon driver from Brilland just departed, and he refused to leave the crates any nearer than the very outskirts of Herne. He said there's a bad feeling about the town today, and he didn't want to stay here any longer than was strictly necessary. He did the least amount of effort, but I have already done more than I should. Do you think you could bring the last 2 crates inside Crossway House and set them down in the storage room with the fireplace? I would really appreciate resting my arms for a moment, friend, and I wouldn't forget it. The last 2 crates are right where the eastern road leaves Herne. Okay. Let's take care of that before we start looking for more quests in town. There are so many things to do. As far as I remember, that it's better to start taking care of these things. This sort of a simple task. Because the only thing we will be ignoring in here would be missions. You deliver the crate, 1 down, 1 to go. So on the last episode, now that we have hit level 20, we have unlocked access to missions here in Cardolan and Swampfleet, but also Elder's Lade and Wildwood, Rivendell, Gundavad. I think that's all of them. Bottom line, we have access to missions, but since they are not related to the story at hand for the time being, they are its own thing, then we don't need to worry about them. We're not gonna do them. You set down the crate, that was the last one. We can actually leave the tavern from this door as well.
Welcome, friend.
Thank you so much for your help, friend. I don't have much to offer you, but I hope this reward is helpful to you. Yeah, let's get going. Let's see what else we can do in here. We can also pick this one. Full frame.
Evil fears not to walk in the light of day.
What were you doing out on the street, stranger? Don't tell me you haven't heard about the evil things roaming about. I may not be a brave man, but something ain't right about those riders. If I can live my life without ever seeing them again, I'll die content. If you're intent on returning outside, could you look around Herne for my sheep? The 5 of them got spooked and skipped the pen. Just pet them a bit and they'll calm down. I don't want them running off into the wilderness. Here, before you go looking, take some of this hay and fill up their throats outside in the pen. Yeah, I got a feeling we were supposed to pick up this quest a little bit after advancing the epic. Not a big deal, by any means. But of course we are already getting some confirmation of what is going on here in the town. Ah, one shipping here. Sure. Ship found. Off you go. Back home. Ah, there's something else inside this door. I knew it.
Who are you?
Are you looking for Mr. Rendell? He hasn't been home for a few days. Oh, my name is Scotty. Mama let me come here to take care of the trees. I watered some, but then there were dark and scary shapes on the road, so I ran in here. I think they're gone, but I don't want to leave yet. Could you help me? Mr. Rendell planted them just outside. There are some saplings? He waters them, then he talks to the other trees. At least I think he does. The trees must be very good listeners. Yeah, I'm sure they are. Okay. And they are all outside the house. That's convenient. Converse with trees. Okay, we water the saplings and we talk to the bigger trees. I don't know about you, how common that might be, but at least here where I live, in my country, some people, especially older grandmas, aunts, and that kind of thing, they do talk to the plants after they water them, and they believe talking to the plants helps them grow. And from what I heard, that's true. I haven't checked that for myself. I don't have a lot of plants in my house, and I don't talk to them anyway. But that's kind of an inner joke in our culture. The grandmas and aunts that used to talk to the plants, and how some people make fun of them when they do. So once again, I don't know if that's too common for you, but maybe, who knows?
The trees must have been so lonely. I think you made them happy again.
That's precisely the reason why people believe plants grow faster when you talk to them. A long time ago, there used to be more trees here, all over. Did you know that? Mr. Rendell told me, but then his ancestors, that means people in his family from a long time ago, cut all those trees down and didn't plant more. How could they be so mean? Didn't they know there wouldn't be anything left after because of them? That must be why Mr. Rendell planted so many trees by himself. He wants to fix what his family did, but he shouldn't have to do this alone. I want to help him.
You're an adventurer, aren't you? Just like Mr. Rendell.
He warned me to stay away from the beech trees in Wilvenclove because of the wolves. But wolves aren't scary for you, right? Wilvenclove is that way, is that northwest? There must be lots of beech nuts on the ground there. And then after you come back, we can take the seeds out together. So as I was saying, we are getting a lot of quests. A lot of them as well will also have you go outside of the town, of course. But would be better if we can do everything we can do inside the town first. Like, for example, finding all this ship has been easier than I thought it would be. They are really not that far. That's one. We're just missing one. The last ship doesn't seem to be anywhere in Herne. Yeah, that was turning out to be so easy. Plenty of quests in this side of the town as well. I think this is the mayor's home. Yeah. There we go.
One day, Darbad will be ours once more.
So you made it back, I see. You have my thanks. One day, Darbad will be ours once more.
You rescued my fool of a father, and for that I cannot thank you enough.
Much as we may bicker, he is still family and I love him. Pay no heed to his harnish, he has always been like that. The accident only made it worse. When I left, he could still walk, however. I came back as soon as I received word that his condition had worsened. Sadly, he won't speak to me right now, but I know how to warm his heart. I am going to make his favorite stew, with your help, that is. I am loath to leave his sight now that I am home, but you could get the things I need. There will be some coin in it for you if you help. We will need bread from the bakery in 4, potatoes from Powell Bruthley's, stewing herbs from Tangwen, and a bottle of Crossway's House fine as red. We're making gut stew the way Mother used to do, a Nevitt family favorite and secret recipe, which means we'll need goat meat as well. Only the meat from Father's favorite goats will do. You will know them by the ruddy color coat. There's a herd of them west of town that you can call from. So once again, plenty of mats to get here inside town, but we still need to go outside for the last bit.
Well met.
Herne stands on a rocky plateau overlooking Roddymoor, and the road takes a wide loop around the town. Do you think you could go to the crossroads to the west and to the north of Herne and look for any signs of danger? A foul mood has settled upon the town in recent days, and I grow increasingly worried that some evil might have set its sights upon this town where I was born. I don't remember it being like this in all my years, and my sister and I have lived here all our lives. Check that, of course. Aberthol's house. Because why not? Let's do this now.
Why have you come to bother me? I speak to no one. Not since...
Aberthol eyes you nervously. Don't you worry, I know just the right thing. Aberthol grins. Now that's different, he says.
I have not had any visitors in quite some time. What brings you to my home?
You want to hear about the crawling darkness? Aberthol shakes in his chair and then takes a brazen gulp from the mug of beer. Maybe I had better know your names. Who are these companions you bring with you? You call for Boromir and Egfrith to join you. This is Egfrith from Rohan, and this is Boromir, son of the Steward of Gondor, so show some respect. Alright.
Boromir, you
Surely you are not the same Boromir who is the son of the Steward of Gondor? Some 20 years ago I traveled in the Southlands adventuring, you know, and I had the privilege of meeting the Steward. I remember his sons, both of lordly mien. You do bear a resemblance to the elder of the two, but you travel now in secret, it seems. I will say no more of it. A guard of the Citadel, if not its captain, in my own home. Yeah, 2 of them, as a matter of fact. Yeah, over here. I can hardly believe it. And Egfrith, a proud woman of Rohan. In the days of my youth, I rode across the river marking a joyful gallop. Is Theoden still king of Rohan? It was a beautiful land, and he was stern but strong, loved by his people and respected by his foes. It must still be so. The set of Egfrith's jaw tightens, but she says nothing. Aberthol continues. I will tell you what happened to me. With such fine protectors in my home, what have I to fear? That's too kind of you.
4 nights passed after the setting of the sun. I left my home to walk along the cobbled streets of Herne.
As is my custom. This I have done for years, every night, ever since I gave up the adventuring life. You may think it odd, but I have found these moonlit strolls to keep something of my old wanderlust at bay. Perhaps this is the night I keep a walking, Aberthol, old fellow, I have asked myself on occasion. But thus far I have always come back to my home and sleep comes quickly. But on that night, while strolling along the lane west of my home, smelling night flowers and listening to the sounds of frogs down by the riverbank, I could sense that something was different. I can't tell you exactly what it might have been, but I was seized by a tremendous feeling of, I don't know, wrongness. I felt it in the pit of my stomach. There is a grassy place on the left between 2 buildings along that lane, and a single tree grows there. My eye was drawn to that tree, and as I watched, I swear to you, a deeper shadow moved out from behind the trunk. It made a strange sound as it moved, whispering just beyond the edge of my hearing. It reminded me of being lost in distant woods, stalked by a dangerous creature I could not yet see, but this was no mountain lion. I drew on all my reserves of courage, I tell you, and I turned to run, but even as my muscles tensed, I knew it was too late. While I stood transfixed by the creeping shadow in front of me, a second dark figure had come up behind. This one towered above me, for it sat astride a great black steed, but I could not tell you how I had not heard the sound of its hoofs on the cobbles as it approached. I must have fainted then, for the next thing I remember is being shaken awake by Bledry, one of the townspeople, carrying a lantern. He said he found me lying at the base of the tree between those 2 buildings on his way home, and with no sign of either dark figure anywhere about. But every night since, a terrible sensation of dread has fallen upon Herne as the sun disappears beneath the horizon. Do you know what they wear, friends? Has anything of this sort been seen in Gondor or in Rohan? What business could draw such terrible creatures to Herne? Yeah, I can tell you that does sound familiar. Boromir can tell you more if he wishes to, but yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Is there no end to our hardships?
Well, mate, I am Aeron, a basket weaver of Herne. If you are looking to make some coin, I am looking for some help. East of Herne are various bodies of water from which I often go to gather reeds with which to make my baskets. Of late, the reeds have been decimated by sickle flies. Well, by their larvae. She shudders saying the word. Blah. If you reduce the number of sickle flies there, I will pay you. This season may be near to over, but at least this way there will be fewer to breed for the next. Alrighty. Simple enough.
What I would not give for a moment's peace.
My name is Olwena and I run the Hall of Crafts here in Herne. However, of late there has been a decrease in custom and I want to get to the bottom of it. Can you speak encouraging words to some of my neighbors and tell them that even in days of darkness, working with your hands on crafts and trade can make days seem brighter? That will help, surely. And as fate has it, they are right here. Oh no, I simply couldn't. What about you? I'm afraid not. I would not feel safe.
Can you spare a moment?
People seem frightened. I need them to feel safe when they come to the Hall of Crafts, or my business will suffer. I need to hire a guard to stand within the Hall of Crafts, and then they will feel more safe. Here, take this pouch of coins to Edan, who works at Crossway House. He is a strong and strapping lad, and I have noticed his muscles on more than one occasion. Tell him those coins should ease any of the reluctance he might feel to stop working for Marak at the tavern, and in the future he will be very well paid to work for me instead. And as we have seen, Edan was not that happy about his work at the tavern. Oh my god, you are still lagging in there? Are you okay? That doesn't seem normal, even by LOTRO standards.
Greetings, traveler.
Edan listens with a frown as you explain that Alwena wishes to hire him to stand guard at the Hall of Crafts. There are a lot of coins here, but I don't think I can leave Marak on his own like this. He's been good to me, and I don't know how Crossway House will manage to stay open without me doing the heavy lifting. Tell Alwena I appreciate the offer, but I have to refuse. I know I complain about carrying so many boxes and crates all day, but I think standing in one place in the Hall of Crafts would wear me out even faster with boredom. Alright, I will bring your message, but first I need to talk to Meneldir. Oh, here we have the potatoes as well.
A fine day to ye.
I came up from Swampfleet to sell my potatoes and have been stuck here now for days. I hope someone does something about how dangerous things have gotten of late. Hopefully. Bottle of wine. Wena, what are you doing here? Oh my god. Please, no. I thought we have finished with him. Where are the stewing herbs? Maybe? Come on, climb the stairs. Oh, what? For God's sake!
Evil fears not to walk in the light of day.
Hello there. You are here for the herbs Riangar ordered? I have them right here. I hope our dear Major is not giving her too much trouble. Tankwyn hands you a pouch of herbs. Awesome, everything was here inside the tavern, and just gotta get some goats now.
What did you learn from the old man?
You tell Meneldir of Aberthol's frightening nighttime encounter. He frowns and strokes his beard. This does align with the story Boromir told us about the power he sends at Osgiliath, but that is leagues away. What has brought it here a horse at such speed? I may know one name of these creatures, but I will not speak it here. He turns to the innkeeper. Marag, might I ask you to open your doors to all the townsfolk of Herne this evening? Some evil has left its mark upon the village, and I think it would be safest if the townsfolk shelter behind the storm walls of Crossway House tonight. Meneldir turns back to you. As for us, Beriathan, I think we should hunt some game in Sedgemead to resupply Marag's pantry, gather up firewood so we can keep the town ratios burning all night, and bring word to the townspeople that they should shelter within Crossway House tonight. What say you to this plan? I will not leave these people undefended. I cannot. Yeah, I can do that. And for the time being at least, it seems Wena... Maybe it's another Wena, who knows, maybe that's a common name here in Cardolan. I truly hope so. We'll see.
You want the townsfolk to shelter within Crossway House tonight?
If I hadn't found Aberthol lying on the ground the night this started happening, I might think it wasn't necessary, stranger. But I believe something evil had him in its clutches, and it only departed when I drew near with my lamp. I will tell my neighbors your plan. Oh, thank you. I wasn't expecting, actually, someone to agree with a plan. Townspeople tend to be a little bit more stubborn.
You want the folk of Herne to shelter within Crossway House tonight?
If I hadn't felt the terrible dread that settles upon Herne when the sun goes down, I might object, stranger. But I will do as you say, and let my neighbors know to do the same. Something is not right in Herne. Alright, you too. 2 for 2, that's That's impressive. That goes to show you how desperate these people truly are. Because usually, in LOTRO, when you bring this kind of plans to the townspeople, they will refuse. And they will get cocky, saying like, yeah, we don't need that, you're kind of crazy, don't bother me. The fact that all the people in town are agreeing with your plan really goes to show how desperate the situation is.
A shadow has fallen upon our lands.
You couldn't find the last one? There can't be that many places for a ship to hide in Herne.
A shadow has fallen upon our lands.
Completed Quests of Cardolan, awesome. I'm gonna check that in just a moment. Ever tracked down an animal before? I've heard them ranger folk are mighty good at it, but I don't know much. You ought to check the pain before it fled. The last thing that ship did was eat at the throat. Take care, stranger. There are wolves outside Herne, and I've heard tale of worse things lurking beyond. Just thinking about it is enough to make my skin crawl. Okay, I will look for your ship. I need to go outside town anyway, so I think that'll be okay. There are faint hoof prints in the grass. What else? A clearly panicked sheep darted out of the pen and towards the northwest. We can follow the trail, right? But first, Tales of Cardolan, 5 LOTRO points. We have here, advanced, we gotta complete 20 more quests. There are 3 tiers to this deed, so we have plenty of stuff to do. Before I forget, I also got these boots that are way better than what I have. Well, not way better, but still better than what I have. Will come in handy as well. Uh-oh. The trail abruptly stops at this pool of blood. A trail of blood splatter continues to the north. That does not look good indeed. The ship appears freshly dead. The smell of long rotted meat assails your nose as a white rushes towards you. Whites, alright. Dead Slayer of Cardolan. What do we have here? We need to defeat... Enmity of the Dead as well. We need to defeat 50 whites for that racial lead. And we also need to defeat 80 of them for Cardolan. That's... sounds good enough. Alright, we are really close to one of the crossroads we were asked to scout, so let's go there. Let's check what we can find at the crossroads. It's gotta be over here. This is one of the crossroads Beriathan wanted you to scout. No, we gotta look. No obvious threats make themselves known at this crossroad northwest of Herne. Awesome. Way is clear on this side. Wolves. We also need to defeat wolves. Right. Didn't count for any quest. What a shame. What about you? Doesn't count either, so there's not a lot of point in that. In fighting that wolf. But here we have this second crossroad. Let's check this one as well. This is one of the crossroads Briok wanted you to scout. All is quiet at this meeting of the ways west of Herne. Alright. Here we'll also find a dwarf. I believe. A dwarf that wants to check the rocks in here. In Cardolan. Yeah. Oh, but I was so close. Gondor. Here we are.
At your service and your families.
Aye, these rocks do indeed have a red sheen to them, but the real value lies within, I warrant. Will you help me gather up chunks of red rock for closer study? My god, what's happening with me today? Chunk of red rock. Okay, there's plenty of them in here. Completed! Shield trickery! Awesome. Strike with shield bash or behind the shield. Okay. 5 LOTRO points. We can start gathering up the rocks. Ready? Where else? Simple enough, I guess. Nine and 10. All right. Okay, he's over here now.
At your service and your families.
Ah yes, these rocks are notable. Now, these were all pretty near the surface and the working of wind and rain caused them to slow from the larger cracks. There could well be valuable ore buried a little deeper. I may have to stay here in Radimor a little longer, after all. My journey will have to wait, even though the town of Herne seems glum and gloomy. Why are the most valuable materials never to be found in places of cheer? You have helped me, friend. Take this reward and my thanks. Alright, no more quests with you. Yeah, alright. Okay, these are the goats for the stew, right? Yeah. Let's try and get them. Need a few more goats. Okay, I see them. Stay close, Garlic. Go. Where can I find? Oh, for God's sake. great time for using Steadfast for the very first time on this character, I believe. I don't think we've had the chance of doing that just yet. So satisfying whenever you can break out of those combat states with your skills. It's like a big nya 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 nya. You couldn't do anything to the mobs that apply it, and I really like that. So we have, well, the epic that it's over there, the sickle flies that's over there. Oh my god, that's so far away. With the wolf pack. Okay, I think we can go back to Herne, maybe, or do maybe maybe before we go back to Herne, let's actually try to get the meat from the animals and the wood for the epic. Maybe even the sickle flies, so that we can complete as much as we can on today's episode. Sounds like a plan. Oh, jeez. Okay, that's an orc. We don't want to get meat from an orc. It would be awful. And of course, we don't want to get meat from a wolf either. It doesn't sound healthy. The old Beriathan music in here. Oh, that's so homey and nostalgic, for me at least. Makes you feel like you are in some sort of safe place, you know? I mean, Bree, as a low-level character, is not the safest of places, maybe, but in comparison to the rest of the game, it's pretty safe. And that tune brings back so much memories. So cool to hear it back in here. Okay. Here we have all the sickle flies, it seems. Some half orcs as well. We do need to take care of so that we can gather all this firewood. Plenty of firewood in here. Sickle fly, come over here. Still not sure what kind of animals do we need to fight for the meat. Six, 7, awesome. That works. We can do that. So here's one. Is number 10. Here we have, no, that was number 9. Here we have number 10 actually. And I think I saw a boar somewhere around here. Was that right? No, just sickle flies. I know, yeah. There is a boar. Yeah. You're the one I was looking for. Sadly, we cannot take the interval meat. I don't know why. I mean, sounds like chicken to me. Why wouldn't you want to get some chicken? This poor guy is not doing anything to me. Of course, this one wouldn't count. Wolves don't count either. Seems I will need to go hunting some of these guys if I wanna end up in a timely fashion. I don't need to fight a couple of these guys. There was another one. Okay, yeah. Right? I don't think this bog crawler is gonna count. No. Of course it wouldn't. Why would it? Doesn't sound tasty at all. Lots of orcs in here as well. But no, there is no way we're getting the meat from those guys either. Come on, more orcs. Sickle flies. Where can I find more boars? Really? How about to get back to Stonecrop? And all I see are sickle flies and half orcs. Oh, finally, another boar. That's 7 out of 10. This is gonna be number 8. Cool. Where are we gonna find the missing ones? Okay, well, there is another boar right here. Number 9. Okay, number 10. Alright, let's get back to town. Let's get the milestone. For time's sake, trying to be a little bit more efficient with all this. Gonna take the journeyman recipe. Oh, level 22. We'll get some might, vitality. I don't think that's gonna be a good item for us. But we have this gray dye. Awesome. Okay. We can start turning in some of these quests. I think we have enough time for that.
Evil fears not to walk in the light of day.
What happened? Did you find the ship? As you recount your story, the blood drains from Hulfrin's face. Black riders and dead things walking. Omens of worse times ahead. Still, I haven't got the means to leave Herne and find someplace safer. This town is my whole world. I just hope those riders don't come back. Beriathan, was it? Stay safe out it. Stay safe out there. Oh, level 21. Great. Yeah, thank you for your advice as well, old friend. Don't you worry, I will take care of myself, but you also take care of yourself. Stay inside, actually. Don't risk it. Oh my god, level 21 in just one episode. Great. Love this kind of things. Love when you get so many quests. You can pretty much do a lot of things on your own. Oh, what's this?
Shelter in Crossway House tonight? Preposterous!
My family will do as we have always done, stranger, and stay in our own home. There's a bad feeling about Herne of late, it is true, but with my door barred and the candles snapped, my family has nothing to fear. Others can do it as they will, but we will not cower in the tavern all night. This is some scheme of Maddox to fill his coffers, you mark my words. And old Aberthol has always been mad, ask anyone. Now, good day to you, and do not bother me again. Yeah, that's more likely. That's more like your traditional LOTRO NPC.
Evil fears not to walk in the light of day.
Is it done? What a relief. Things are sure strange around Herne these days. They sure are.
What I would not give for a moment's peace.
He turned me down? Huh. Well, I will take that pouch of coins back. I appreciate you asking him for me at any rate. Here, take a few of the coins I would have given to Edan. Still, I have to think about what I can do now. My problem remains. If folk are afraid to work in the Hall of Crafts, my business will suffer. What is happening to Herne these days?
Yes.
I have done some thinking, and I believe the recent increase in rocket activity near Herne is partly to blame for the townsfolk being reluctant to work in the Hall of Crafts. Can you do something about the ruffians in Rodimore? With fear of those tips and cut purses nearby, folk may feel more comfortable about frequenting my place of business. Sounds like a plan as well. Okay, yeah, we gotta try this. Perfect.
What can I do for you?
You saw something worrisome either to the west or to the north of Herne? Nothing worrisome? That is a relief. Thank you for setting my mind at ease. For now, at least. God knows how long will that last. Because, well, things are about to get rough in town.
You have done it!
Now to fill this cottage with his favorite smells. Will you join us for dinner? It's the least I can do to repay you.
Could I impose upon you for another favor while I am seeing to the cooking?
Alright. We will continue with Riangar's quest, but I don't remember if we will get an instance at the end of all this. Maybe not. But I don't want to risk it. So tell you what, we're gonna leave it at here for today. I still think we did pretty good today. And we're gonna resume our adventures on the next episode. So yeah, this is it for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, my friends, stay safe, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later.